Got the hydro crew here to disconnect. They're going up in their bucket right now. Disconnect the hydro line so I can cut down all these trees. And mainly this big one right here needs to go down, as it is dead. It's very big and it is leaning in one direction. Should be done in a few minutes. Then after that, I have a friend coming over and he's going to help me cut down all these trees. He's going to take away some firewood for himself. Hydro line is down. Took it down. Free service, not too bad. It's not even copper, it's all aluminum. I had no idea. Alright, well, time to get to work. Just waiting on my friend to show up, and then we are going to make some firewood. Big pile of brush, more brush, some firewood. Almost done. Yeah, man. Excellent. Okay, it is the next day. A lot of firewood there. What a difference cutting down a few trees makes. Hydro guy, he gave me his cell phone number, so all I had to do was just call him on his cell, and he came back. Not too sure if they had any other jobs that day, but yeah, he came back pretty fast, reconnected it, and they actually put it up higher. They asked me how high do I want the line. I said, oh, as high as possible, because before it was really low, and I was always worried about, you know, dump trucks coming in here and them clipping the line. That's more firewood here. So we cut down, I counted them, and it was at least 17 trees. 17 of them, and then a couple of small ones, or quite a few small ones, because I cut down a whole bunch of bush, you know, that was in here too. A lot of prickly ash. You see this, all these thorns. This is prickly ash. It is nasty stuff. Goes right through your jeans, right through your gloves, and this whole bush is just full of it. It was all in here. Luckily, there was no issues with property damage. A small one did land on the roof of my shed here, but there was no issues with that. And there was one time I moved the truck back in the driveway because this grader kept on going by wanting to grade the side of the road right in front of the house. So I backed the truck in here, and then I forgot to move it back onto the road, so we fell a tree and it came within about a foot of the tailgate of my truck. So that was a whoopsie, but no harm done. The big issue that I have is all this stuff. Look at this place. That's a massive amount of branches. And the other thing that's going on these days is that there is a total burn ban going on. You can't have open fire anywhere in the province right now, because they say they want to have their emergency services. They don't want to send out their emergency services if they don't have to. And so I have that pile back there. I have this pile here that I have to deal with. This is a lot of small stuff that I kind of raked from the driveway. So I've got a lot of small stuff there. And then back right there is another little pile, and then back over there another big pile. It's a lot of sticks. So what I did is I ordered a wood chipper online from Princess Auto. So hopefully the next clip will be the wood chipper showing up. This is the unboxing part. Let's see what we got here. So they deflated the tires. They give you some what do you call that? PPE, goggles, ears, and gloves. Maybe this wrench, I guess that's for adjusting something. Okay, this box is pretty light. Not sure what's in there. So we have another set of ear protection and instruction manual for the engine. A wrench and another wrench. Spark plug wrench, it looks like. And another instruction thing. That's the instructions for the whole thing. So it's 6.5 horse, 196 cc. You know, the thing you gotta realize when you're buying Power Fist stuff is that there's never not going to be any replacement parts for these things, or it's going to be very hard to come by. But that's about the only view that they have for parts. There's no parts numbers. It's just reference number and description. So the wheels, all that stuff. Fill with oil before starting. It's good to know. Spencer, can you explain all this for me, all these safety instructions here?
So while using this wood chipper, you have to read a book, listen to music, have sunglasses, and clap.
You gotta clap. Don't smoke.
Don't smoke.
You can cut off your fingers.
Don't know what that one is.
What is that?
Oh, if you put it in, your hand will get compressed.
Oh yeah, it'll pull you in, I guess.
And you're not allowed any children.
No children allowed.
You're not allowed any...
No children allowed.
In this manual, it doesn't tell you what kind of engine oil you're supposed to use, so I had to look it up, and it's 10W30. So luckily I have some. Just gonna fill it up with the funnel until it starts coming out. Of course, I'm already making a mess. All right, had to use the funnel in a funnel technique, but we got filled up. So I figured out what this line is right here. This is like a automatic shut off. Pretty sure that will shut off the engine. And so you had to connect it on here. So that is a connection point right there, and then it followed up, goes all the way up through here and into there. Like a safety mechanism. There's two bolts that holds this thing on, holds the chute on. Just there and there, just a nut and a washer. Let's get a close look at the blades, so you can free up any. I guess they have this on hinge, so you can free up any clogs. Here's a look at the blade. It's held on by 3 bolts. Wow, I didn't spill a drop. Just filled up the tires with air. I think we're all set to go. It takes a long time for that to stop, for the whole blade assembly to stop. But that is your shut on, shut off switch right there. Not too bad. My first impression is pretty good. It didn't really suck it down like the big sticks. You know, you really had to just keep jamming it through. But the product on this end is pretty nice. I like it. You know, you get all this fine ground up wood chips. Very nice. And it takes the little sticks too, and big sticks, of course. Yeah, not bad at all. You know, I got a lot to do here. I want to clean up most of this as best I can. Definitely going to be putting this thing to work. I just finished putting this thing together. I'll show you what its purpose is. I think it's a bit on the long side, but I'll probably end up scaling back these poles later on once I start using it. Let me wheel it over to where I want it, and I'll show you what it does. So you got about 16 inches, and that one is 15. That's perfect. That's what I want. And this is how I secured it. I just these ones make it less wobbly. This one doesn't really do anything, to be honest. You probably even could do without all that. And then the stand is some plywood. So you got, I think it's a ½ inch or more. And then the base, all it is a it's actually a barbecue stand. It's actually a barbecue, yeah, rollers from a barbecue. So I can pull it around, bring it wherever I want. And that is that. I like it. This is the other one. This is the other one I was using. It was my first design. It's it worked. I cut quite a bit of wood on this thing. Problems it has is that the log rolls when you're cutting it, and the other problem is don't use metal brackets. Keep those, you know, as soon as you try your best not to hit the metal brackets with your saw, but it happens. While the chickens are having a bath, it's my wood shed. They love going over here having a bath. And there's the little babies and the mummy. Oh, don't want to scare them. Mommy and the babies having a little bath. Hey guys, I got good news, I got bad news. Good news is I got through all this pile of wood that was here. Managed to cut it all up. There it is right there. Doesn't look like much from right here, but this thing is really, really deep. There's a lot of firewood in there, and it's going to keep me nice and warm over the winter. But that is the good news. This scaffolding worked really well. I only like to put 1 or 2 logs on it at a time, but it allows you to cut it at a nice height so you're not bending over. It's really good on the back. I got some bad news though. Bad news is about this wood chipper here. I really messed up. Was working on the piles of wood last night. Here's all the wood chips. It's pretty nice. You know, see lots of little pine. It sucked in these pine needles really, really well and just chewed it all up. It smells nice. I really like the machine, but I broke it. Man, so mad at myself. Broke it 2 different ways. I'll tell you. The first one is I stopped it and then I went to start it back up, but there was a stick like jammed right in there. So this blade didn't have enough like centrifugal force to whip itself around. So the blade just jammed like that, just jammed down on top of it without being able to cut through it. And so then what happened is that the belt started to smoke. A whole bunch of smoke started pouring out of here. So that was mistake number 1. So I cleared it and I started back up, and it seemed to work just fine. So I think the belt just has a worn spot on it right now. I put a nail through this thing, guys. What I was doing was this pile here, you know, it's just a bunch of junk that I've kind of been throwing over the years. I've been throwing a whole bunch of sticks into this one spot, and it's kind of decomposing. But it was late at night. It was pretty dark. I wasn't watching what I was doing. And so what I did, I just took a big heap of it, and I put it into the chute. And it was a big nail. It was really, really big. And I was just stuffing it in. All of a sudden, it was really dark out, and I could see sparks flying out of the end. It's like, oh, that's not good. And you could hear something metal in there. And the thing is if you get something metal in here, it doesn't have the ability to throw it out. I mean, maybe, and if you have like a whole bunch of material, it will throw out the metal at the same time. But it just kind of rattles around in there and just keeps on hitting everything. So I'll show you what it did. It's just chipped these blades. Actually, I think let's start off with this one here. I mean, can you see that? I mean, it really chipped this one up. It's very, very coarse. And I'll show you the other one. It's even worse. You can spin this a lot easier now. Look at that thing. Can you see that? Oh boy. That is not good. So I'm going to have to do a bunch of research on this guy and figure out, you know, where I can get replacement blades. I mean, I think, oh man, I don't even know if I should go through the warranty or not, or, you know, what they do for me. At least they're replaceable, and I was thinking, like, if I can't find any, then I could just get a machinist to make these for me. I think, you know, I don't think it would be that hard for a machinist to cut those up for me. And then you can just harden them somehow. But yeah, I was having a great time before that broke. It was really working well. What I was finding is if you were trying to put really big twigs in it, one of the branches would hit this bar and just shut off automatically. So you can't really put anything really big in here. And then I find it doesn't really suck it in. Like, I always picture, you know, one of these chippers to really just take it and just suck it right through. But you have to kind of, you know, push it through, or get like I was getting a big log and I was just jamming it down through the hole, and that was working really well. I did just run it a little bit with the broken blades. Here's some of these sticks. Here's what it looks like at the other end. So you get more of a longer, grainy kind of stuff, even some full sticks in here. Still a little bit of chipping, but it's definitely not as ground up as the other stuff was. So I'm not gonna do it anymore. See, like, even big pieces. There were like full sticks and stuff in there. I just wanted to see what it was like, but I'm going to stop now. I'm not going to do any more because I don't want to damage that drum. You know, that drum may get hit a little bit worse than it would be if the blades were sharp. On a different note, these are the glasses that comes with the wood chipper. I'd say the plastic is about the same thickness as a Coke bottle. It's really, really cheap and flimsy. Do yourself a favor, throw these things in a garbage can. Do not trust your eyesight to them. So if you're considering buying one of these wood chippers, what I would do is just look at how much woods you actually have, because if you have a lot of acres, this thing, you may want to consider buying one of these chippers. You know, it's just to clear out some bush and whatnot. If you don't have a lot of trees, don't buy one. I would just rent one, because you can get one of those, even those real giant, you know, commercial units that get towed behind trucks. You can rent one of those for 100 to 150 bucks easily, and you just use it for one day and just clear out all of the bush that you need, and then just return it at the end of the day, and you're done. But if you have a lot of trees that you want to get through over a long period of time, you may want to buy something like this, because it's really a handy little thing to have. You know, that way you don't have to coordinate renting something, and you can just do it whenever you want. So anyways, I bought mine because I've always wanted one for a long time now, and I just thought it was time because I had to clear out all these trees. So yeah, I'm going to go on the internet, try and find some replacement blades for this thing. Hopefully
It's not gonna cost me an arm and a leg. Oh man, I'm so
bummed out by it, because everything was going really well. I mean, it's one thing to break something that you've had for for years. It's another thing to break something as soon as you get it. So lesson learned. Hopefully you've learned a lesson by watching this video, and so you're more equipped if you want to buy one of these things. So guys, do me a big favor, hit the like button for me, because it really helps me out on the algorithm. Leave a comment, subscribe if you're new to the channel, because I'm always putting out new videos as much as I can. You know, it's quite busy doing a whole bunch of other things, but I'm always trying to put out new content. And on that note, I'm going to end the video now. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good day.